One of the things I love about Jesus is that he has a way of turning things upside down. He's able to take your expectations, your way of seeing things, and surprising you by forcing you to see things differently. This is really challenging, but I love it because it stretches my heart and I start to see the world hopefully like Jesus sees it. So take, for example, leadership. As a modern person, I can tend to see leadership as a game of power. So if somebody is a leader, it means they have power and other people do not. In order to become a leader, you have to get more power, and that might mean stepping on a few people in order to get there, but that's what you need to do to be on top. And so that can be our image of a leader, even somebody who is maybe a leader of a nation or our image of a king. We imagine somebody who had to step over people in order to become the top dog. But Jesus, he is able to turn everything upside down. So in our Word of Life this October, we have the teaching of Jesus on leadership. And it's so surprising. It's so surprising. Listen to what Jesus says. It's our Word of Life. Jesus says, "Whoever wishes to become great among you must be your servant. And whoever wishes to be first among you must be slave of all." Isn't that amazing? Jesus is telling us that if we want to be a leader in the kingdom of God, it's not a matter of stepping over people to get on top, but rather of emptying ourselves to take the bottom place, to become a servant, to become even a slave. You know, that word slave is not an easy word for us to hear, and for good reasons. And yet, this is what Jesus says, to become a slave of every single person. Like, that's what it means to be a leader in the kingdom of God. And of course, Jesus is our model of this because Jesus, when he became our king, he did so not by conquering the Romans or overthrowing the rulers or going behind people's back. No, Jesus became our king by emptying himself, by taking up his cross, by dying on that cross for us. You know, when Jesus is on the cross, it seems like that he has lost everything. And yet it's in that very moment that Jesus becomes our ruler, our leader. He becomes our example. I'll never forget the example of a leader that I knew named Father Roger. Father Roger was a old holy priest when I got to know him. He had a reputation for holiness, but also he was old. He was pretty frail. But I'll never forget, I was at a retreat with Father Roger, and there's a group of us. And Father Roger, who was very frail, took a bowl and a pitcher of water and a towel. And he went down on his knees and he began to wash our feet one by one. And I'll never forget how moved I was to see him do that. You know, in that moment, Father Roger was a leader in the way that Jesus desires it, not by seeking to become the greatest of everybody, but rather by becoming the servant of all. Here's the thing, that washing of feet is really the perfect image of what it means to be a leader. And all of us have people in our lives that we encounter every day, our spouse, our children, our coworkers, our classmates, even strangers. What would it look like for us to take the position of a servant, to see each person and not to ask, how can I get ahead of this person? How can I have power over this person? But rather, how can I serve this person? How can I love them right now? Is there something that they need that I can provide? Is there a way that I can put myself in a position to wash their feet, so to speak? But maybe literally, like Father Roger did for me. This is what it means to be in the kingdom of heaven. It subverts our expectations. It surprises us. And we can see that leadership is an amazing gift that we all can use every single day, but only by becoming the slave of all. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to keep up with other great content to help you live your life of unity with God and with one another, make sure you subscribe to Focolare Media so that you can continue to live your divine adventure.